Hi, I'm Joel Dobson, manager at 21st Century U.S. Property. I'm here in beautiful Indianapolis on a reasonably cold day with one of our sourcing team, Ben Walls. Ben, why do you think it's important that people actually utilize a service such as 21st Century U.S. Property to basically acquire these properties? Why wouldn't they just go in and do it by themselves?
Just to give you an idea, it took us almost a little over 6 months to really establish ourselves here in the city, as far as buying, getting our rehab crews lined out with the right guys, getting the right process figured out with the city and the title companies and the different nuances of buying and selling real estate or just doing business in the city. You know, we've done all the hard work for you. For somebody that wanted to come in and do it themselves versus utilizing the services of a provider that delivers you a turnkey property and essentially does it for you, you know, look, I don't know about you, but I'd much rather use a service to have all this stuff done for me than have to come do it myself. Hi guys, it's Ben here with the U.S. Property Division, 21st Century. We're doing our city tour. We've got investors inside one of our properties you see directly behind us here. This is a property on DeQuincy. A bunch of investors are walking through that, one of our finished duplexes here in Indianapolis. To my right, I've got Harvey, who is our property manager here in Indianapolis. And to my left, I've got Jason, who runs our acquisitions and our rehabs here in Indianapolis. I mean, your opinion, is now a good time to buy property in Indianapolis?
I think now is one of the best times I've seen in many, many, many years. The values are still at the low end. They're only going to increase. And the demand for rental housing has soared. So yeah, I would say this is one of the best times to buy.
Putting the city in perspective as to where the houses are, the demographics of the area, it really gave us both really a lot of confidence in what we were doing. It made it real.
The best thing I've got out of this so far is the people that I've met on the trip, and they've just been a really great crowd to spend time with and talk to about property and a few of the other strategies from 21st Century, so it's been very enjoyable.
One of the things about Indianapolis, though, is the values actually took a little bit sharper decline during the overall decline than Kansas City, for example. So, and Indianapolis is actually just on its way back now. Kansas City has sort of been on its way back for a little while. Indianapolis is on its way back. There's a lot more activity with buying. We're seeing the number of available inventory starting to shrink that's available to buy. So we're seeing a lot of good signs here.
This one is about 50% done on construction. This has a lot of the old woodwork in it. We try to keep as much character as we can in the properties. You'll see the security doors on every house. Depending upon the quality of the house and the quality of the windows, we do put vinyl windows in every house. If we don't put vinyl windows, then we generally restring the old windows. For Section 8 guidelines, the windows have to operate correctly, which is why we either use, again, quality of the windows, whether it's lead-based paint. Those kind of things are all determining factors of whether or not we change out the windows. We try to get the best hardwoods we can. We redo hardwood floors. We try not to do carpet. In a house like this, the old character of the build-ins, we'll strip all these, restain them, and poly them. We try not to paint. This house, when it's completed, will have cream color walls and either a white or a brown woodwork. Again, it gets away from the apartment feel so that tenants feel like it's theirs, not just an apartment. In the kitchen, you'll see that we go to a ceramic tile. We do not use vinyl. We update all of our electrical. We also use PEX plumbing because we are in a weather area where it does freeze. So when you go into the kitchen, you'll see what's called PEX. You'll see a red line and a blue line. Red line is obviously hot, blue is cold. We use that product because obviously as cold as it is in here, we do freeze in this state. It will actually freeze 3 times its natural size without breaking. We're using the ceramic tile in kitchens and in bathrooms. Our surrounds are also on our tubs, are also ceramic. Again, less caulk, less maintenance. Those kind of things are better for buyers. We don't have the expense every time you make a turn in a property of having to redo these things.
We've got a duplex here coming up on the right.
Just so we have a ballpark, everyone always asks me how much everything sells for. And I'm just going to tell you that the duplexes are between typically mid-70s to low 80s. And the single families, depending on 2-bed, 3-bed, 4-bed, they have a little bit more variance in them, but you know, those are anywhere roughly from 40 to 60,000.
So we put a new dimensional shingle roof on this house, all new vinyl windows, as you'll see. The camera on the front porch, depending upon the neighborhood, as you'll see it moving. It's a robotic light. It also has a camera on it and a motion sensor. So as somebody walks down the sidewalk, it actually picks them up and follows them. Tenants feel more secure with those. Again, you'll see security doors on every house. It's not that we're in the worst neighborhoods, but the security of the tenants adds for longevity of how long they stay in the properties. And as you look to the right, you'll see 6 or 7 houses in a row. These are all 1 bedroom that were bought up by what's called a CDC. This one is SEND, which is Southeastern Neighborhood Development. Again, we piggyback a lot off of what everybody else does. We buy a lot in the areas where they are because these are the kind of things that they do. They do go in, redo everything, and then this kind of sparks neighborhoods like this to get bigger and better. Okay, so obviously this is was down to studs. We've drywalled in. The plumbing is stubbed in. The electrical stubbed in. You'll see Romex in the boxes. We've taken out all the knob and tube or the aluminum wiring. Again, all safety codes by Indianapolis, by Indiana code. This got all new wiring, including the boxes on the back. When this has been vacant for probably over 10 years. So there's actually no wire even from the pole to the house. The water's cut off. I mean, everything is brand new. Okay, this next area, this is called Fountain Square. Again, you're gonna see a lot of new streets, a lot of new sidewalks. They put an entire new sewer system in this area. We buy a lot in this area. We've probably done, I'm gonna guesstimate, probably 200 houses within about 2 miles of where you're at right now. This is a very popular area for us. This is becoming the very trendy area, the arts district kind of area. Okay, the house is right here on the right. We are going to stop. The numbers that look hideous on there are being removed. We don't allow numbers like that, just so you know. This is a newer contractor that was unaware of the rules. Again, you see the security doors. This one didn't get the security light, but it does have updated siding, vinyl windows. We did do a new roof on this one. And this one is 95% done. Just basically needs a cleanup. So I'll see you inside.
Getting ready to see one of our properties that construction is complete. This one's fully completed. It's 3 bedrooms on each side, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, full basement. We're expecting to get rents anywhere between $1,300 to $1,400 a month. Guys, as you can see here with the background, you pan the camera around a little bit, you see this is not a finished home. This is a mid-construction home. Just to give people an idea of the scope of work that we do and the quality of finished product that we have. You can see it's dusty. This carpet is not going to be the carpet that we keep. Certainly you can see we're giving members the full scope of in-depth knowledge of having your boots on the ground.
Jason, could you tell us a little bit about why it is that you'd actually select this property, which is still under refurb, compared to some of the other properties we've driven past today on the street?
Properties like this are chosen. We have several different sources that we use. We choose houses like this one that have the house next door so that we can buy 2 at a time. By buying on a short street, if we can get 50% of them, then what is owner occupied, those people kind of get the gumption to start redoing their properties to look as good as ours. And all of a sudden, within a couple years period of time, the entire street is done. One of the upsides with us is every property is walked through. We buy nothing sight unseen. When we do buy a property, we know up front what the cost of repairing that property is. So we know it fits our numbers before we ever buy it.
Guys, we're here. We're going to walk through this property. It's actually one of our duplexes in Indianapolis on Winthrop. Jason was just pointing out the fact that the ceiling is open here on the kitchen. But if you look, yeah, these are materials here. This is where the kitchen is going to be. And if you look up ahead, you can see these are some of the drain lines. These are all new drain lines, all new waste piping, all the way from the stool, all the way down to the sewer system beneath us. We'll move back here into the back room again. What you're seeing here is this is a back utility room. We've started putting in the washer dryer hookups here. The PEX plumbing will come and hook up to that. Over here you see this is all the old PVC plumbing that was installed previously. This is all being taken out and just tossed away. Let's go through here, just check out the upstairs This is the first of 2 bedrooms here. You can see here, these are double pane vinyl windows that are installed. Very good quality windows here. This is all going to be repainted in a 2-tone paint, and we'll finish off the flooring as well. This has been new sheetrock that's been put up, new wall. As you can see, if you'll walk in and you can see this is where the bathroom is. This will look completely different once this is actually all said and done here. Let's take a look back at this property. You see the exterior, the vinyl siding here, the new windows. You also see the rest of the block is pretty good. There's a home right next door to us that we're in the process of buying right now. This will also be rehabbed and completed. And so we've done a lot of education here over the last week or so. We're going to be on to our next city, Dallas, Texas, here in the next day. And it's going to be really exciting. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching us, and we'll see you on the next clip.